The public hearings, consideration of appeals of denial of cardroom permits. Mike Biddle?
Yes. At this time, since the filing of these matters, this city has uncovered various facts in both cases on appeal, which has led to my recommendation that the appeals of the denial of these cardroom work permits be upheld, and that the police department be directed to issue these permits immediately, and that's what both the city manager and I are recommending with Officer Neal. And so that is where we stand on that. Mr. Ironman, who is in the evening, he has submitted a packet which includes a claim which should not be, which we would not take any action on this time, but we would, of course, deal with that in an appropriate time and appropriate place. So that is our staff's position at this point.
I move the recommendation of the city attorney.
But there will be no public hearing. This is just a matter that was handled administratively.
That is
this the gist of what you're saying?
That's
here?
what I am recommending at this point.
I understand your point.
It's been handled administratively.
Is it being reconsidered at the lower level and the permits being issued? Or are you suggesting that we overturn it and...
No, it's being I'm sorry if I misspoke.
Okay. It's been handled administratively. The council does not have to deal with it.
Right.
Thank you.
We're going to have it issued.
Oh, sir?
Yeah, I'm for the appeal, even though that it's...
Pardon me, sir. Would you state your name and address?
Yes, Ironman. My name is Eric, E-I-E-R-M-A-N. I'm one of the appealants to the thing, even though that it's an administration problem. I'm going to direct to the city attorney that he said that the police department needs to issue immediately upon the person's of the permit. I'd like to say here that I do have my permit, just plain and fact and simple. It doesn't need to be issued.
Thank
but
you.
I would have to show cause.
So it's not going to be revoked, is the action? Okay.
It's not to
It's
be
not going
revoked?
to be recommended that it be revoked.
Okay. Can you offer a date when we could go ahead and meet arrangement where we talk?
I will give you a call tomorrow, or you call me if you would like.
Do you have your calendar where we can go ahead and make arrangements to meet?
Could we take care of this after the meeting, Mr. Harmon?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. It's handled administratively, moving right along. Item B, consideration of proposed issuance.
Excuse me. We still have a puzzled look here from council representing Mr. Wong.
Sorry, Bobby, but on behalf of Mr. Wong, my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that he can apply tomorrow to get his permit back. Is that correct?
He will be issued his permit tomorrow.
Great. Well, he had one, and he can get it back.
He can get it back.
Thank you very much.
I need to... Sergeant Sierras, who is handling that, is out on bereavement leave this week and won't be back until Monday. So it won't be tomorrow because I believe he has any permits or papers on that. So at the earliest that we will be able to handle that matter will be Monday.
And there's nobody that can pitch it for him?
Well, we don't want to issue another permit if they were already given permits. I'm going to have to get hold of Sergeant Sierras. He's out of town tomorrow. I'll have to call these individuals and let them know, rather than have them come down and sit around, because Sergeant Sierras is the one that clears those things.
In lieu of that, though, can you give them permission to work in the meantime?
No, we cannot. Our ordinance does not allow them to work without a permit. If they are seen and they don't have their permits on them, they can be cited by officers. So I'd like to clear that matter up with Sergeant Sierras, and I'll try to get a hold of him tomorrow. He's out of town. Like I said, he's on a bereavement leave.
Is there no way to locate the permit?
I have to. Sergeant Sierras has a locked desk. I don't have access to that. I'd have to call him, and that won't be until tomorrow at the earliest.
Can't we make an exception in extenuating circumstances to just grant the man permission to work, and that the police department won't issue a citation you for the few days it takes because they have a problem getting a physical permit?
Council Fiat. I've always wanted to drive a Fiat.
The only problem we have with that, again, is we do have some stringent requirements about the wearing of these cards, and if somebody doesn't have the wearing of these, even if we do put out a special order, it may cause confusion not only with the officers, but of patrons of the establishment. So if you'll grant me to try to get hold of Sergeant Sears and find out what the status of these permits are, or where they're at. I don't know if the individuals still have them. I don't know if Mr. Ironman still has his or what.
I can't see where we can't suspend.
Yeah,
No, you're fine. But your man doesn't have his.
I
Give him no.
believe it was taken from him, yes.
All right.
yeah.
We'll do our best to get it back.
Right. That's what I'll...
With the understanding that surely there's someone on the police department who can open a locked desk. I have a real problem with things of this matter not being accessible to people up at a higher level in the police department, because clearly citizens are being inconvenienced here, and we're not here to inconvenience citizens. So I would hope that we would take every effort to see this matters resolved tomorrow, either by phone or by locksmith or by whatever.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you.
Again, there was an emergency in Sergeant Sears' personal life, and nobody foreseen
Right.
death in the family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would you